There you go. Almost did it, but I stopped myself.
Oh, we're live now.
Oh, snap.
Wow. If y'all were on air with us about 10 seconds ago, that was
You had a
hysterical,
treat.
man.
That was Grant in his G-spot. Welcome back to the show, making a splash.
There you go.
There you go.
What's
Dude,
up?
I used to have a promotion. Well, okay, I can't take credit for this, but we had a promotion called G-Spot here in Houston, and it was at the Gatsby where I worked at. And Joe Applewhite, who
I
you know?
forgot about the Gatsby.
Yeah,
it was in
my
Rice Village, right?
goodness.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was called G-Spot Thursday nights, man. And that was, man, I tell you what, dude. We made some really good money that
I know
those nights,
Yeah.
man.
it sounds like a dumb question and pretty typical, but why did y'all name it the G-spot?
I didn't. Leo Falchetti, great friend of ours. That was his promotion. That's how he came up with the name.
But hold on, does Lauren really want to know?
Yeah.
I mean, do you genuinely want to know the answer to that question? Like, she's like, what is
Wow.
that? What did y'all call it that for?
All right, guys.
I can pretty much guess, but I just, I wanted
Just
to know
in
the
case.
reasoning. It's not like it's Galveston. It's Houston.
No. Look, guys. Welcome into.
Jeff's going to the next thing.
Yeah,
There
look,
you go,
well,
Jeff.
we got to introduce.
Refocus.
Look, this is Sports with Balls, and we are absolutely blessed to have one of the original guys back on the show
Ridge.
today.
G.
Grant Miles.
G.
Grant Miles joins the show
What's
with
up?
myself and Lauren Leal. Man,
What's
what's
going
up, Grant?
How's it going, man?
Dude, it's very good, man. I haven't had you on in a
This
while.
is cool, man. The three of us.
Yes,
How long has it been?
over
Grant, we miss you.
I miss you guys.
over a year, probably for sure.
We love getting to do
Right.
sports with
Over a
balls
year?
again, but
Yeah.
this is great.
It has
having
been,
the
right?
original piece.
been a
Wow, it's been
while.
a year. Wow,
You've
it's
been
that long?
traveling the
have.
freaking continent.
For work, man.
It's not necessarily a
Absolutely.
bad thing though, because Grant will send me these photos.
Yes.
And he is in these stadiums around the United States. And we all look as guys, and even Lauren, you know, as being a female in the sports world, you want to go to stadiums.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
100%.
And Grant sends me photos of the baseball.
I
Hall
know.
of
I'm
Fame.
jealous.
Yes,
I want
I
to go to
know.
Yankee
Oh,
Stadium,
Yankee
even though I
Stadium.
You just got back from Yankee
Hate the
Stadium.
Yankees.
Last week. Yeah.
Wow.
Saw the, Yankees and Phillies play.
Yankees win.
Did you
No,
see
Phillies
Aaron
killed 'em.
Judge hit a home run? Because so Aaron Judge hits a home run 22% of the time that he's
Yeah.
at home, which is, I think Babe Ruth was 24%, which is amazing for Yankees.
Yeah.
Did you see him hit a home
I
run?
didn't.
All right.
I
He played though.
well,
Well,
This
you
isn't
said
the NBA. He played.
Right. Yes, he played. Now I did see.
Get
the-
into that later.
So I saw them play there last year also, and when I saw them last year, I saw Giancarlo Stanton hit one, and he hit a
Nice.
bomb.
Nice.
Hit
I
a
got to
bomb.
interview
I bet that
him.
stadium was rocking.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Is that the
it's-
480 bomb?
I don't think it was a 480 bomb. No.
Okay, because it was. If that was the game, I know. If he's only hit one home run this year, I will have to look up the stats. You were at the game; it was like 480 feet. It was a
No,
monster.
I don't think I was at that game. I know he hit one, but it wasn't. When did you interview him?
When I was at the Astros game.
Oh,
last year-
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I had.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to get
I
down there. But
remember that, yeah.
welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. She is Lauren Leal. He is Grant Miles. That's
That's
so
me.
good to say all that.
I
We
know,
are
it
at
is. It's been a
Christian's
while.
Tailgate here in Houston, Texas. Christian's Tailgate in the Heights. There's 5 locations that they have around Houston. Order your food. Come up here, see us, get some drinks. It's an incredible place. They're doing best hamburgers in Houston right now, and they've already won this thing twice. So
They're
this-
pretty legit.
I
I've
mean,
had
their
them.
food is always good. I don't eat
Unreal.
hamburgers, you know that, but I like the shrimp tacos. I like the salads,
yeah,
the
yeah.
French fries. Pretty good stuff.
good stuff. Good stuff.
What
Yeah.
is that?
yeah.
What is that called? When you don't eat
Pescatarian.
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 That's-
Pescatarian.
Did you
yeah.
see the look on her face?
She's
I was like, what do you mean when I don't eat?
But I look, we've
You're
done
like
this
French
much.
fries?
I
thought you were
know.
talking about
I
French
can't
fries.
remember. I don't remember what the name was.
Yeah.
I knew it started. Never mind.
Welcome into Sports with Balls. I think it's episode 206, man. Unbelievable. Grant, you have been here for probably 80% of these shows,
Yes.
which is fantastic, man.
It
It's
is
so good to
fantastic.
have you back on the show. We'll
I
get
agree.
to Cowboys and Maverick stuff in a little bit, I
Yes,
guess. 'cause,
Yes, the
You're a
Dallas
person.
fan.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, Grant, though, before we pass on all your traveling and stuff, because you do that for your full-time job, and
Correct.
this is what you love to do as a hobby,
Yep.
sports. Tell us what you do.
I'm just a consult. So I'm an automotive dealership consultant.
Can I answer this question?
Oh yeah.
You want to answer
Yeah,
the question
I wanna-
what
yeah.
his
I want
job
to try.
is?
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to try to answer this
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Because, and here's the
Yeah.
reason why. I've had people ask me this question. What does Grant do? What's Grant do? And I'm like,
Oh
okay.
really?
Here's my response.
Okay.
Grant goes around the United States.
Yes.
And he works for automotive dealerships and fixes their maintenance department.
Their service department.
Service department.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Did I hit it?
You hit it.
Boom. There you go.
I mean, that's the Reader's Digest version. Yeah.
There you go.
Actually, now that I think about it, earlier this year or at the end of last year, I was in Florida and I ran into somebody who worked for Toyota in Alvin because Grant works for Toyota.
Yes.
And
Well, I did. Yeah.
And he created the promotions of the key or something like that. And I remember I reached out to him
I remember
and I
about
had asked
that.
him
Yeah.
about that. But
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, that's awesome with your career. You're traveling everywhere. I got to ask you, what was your number one place to go to? The sports stadium
Sports
or
venue.
arena?
It would have to be Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
plus the tickets we bought, we were sitting behind the goal. It was like we were like 5 rows up.
Wow.
So it was I remember they played, I can't remember who they played. Who did Derrick Rose play? Well, Derrick Rose played for the Knicks, right?
Yeah, he played for the Knicks.
So Derrick Rose,
Bulls.
so we were sitting like on the end. So like I had a chair right here and then one beside that. And then it was like the walkway, the tunnel. Derrick Rose rode a stationary bike. Every time he was not playing, he rode a stationary bike
in the
like
tunnel.
right there beside us.
Oh,
Yeah, that was pretty
nice.
cool.
I got a nice Derrick Rose jersey. He went to Memphis.
Memphis, yeah.
So I got a jersey of Derrick Rose, which was pretty cool. I had a guy today try to buy my Memphis helmet because I have 50 boxes of comics in my garage from the 1990s, early 1990s. I'm trying to sell them all. And this guy came. He's like, "How much for the helmet?" And I was like, "It was my dad's helmet." And I was like, "Nah, can't do that."
Yeah,
but-
you were trying to do all that with your cards, right? You're trying to.
yes, cards and the comics.
How's that been? Because I've got a ton of cards that I got to get rid
It's
of.
been good. It's been good. Now
That's a good market, right?
What's crazy is that the
Oh,
cards.
you go to the Cards and Coffee? Is that what it's called?
No, so there's cards and coffee. There's cars and coffee. I think
know
every
there's Cards
city.
and Coffee. Yeah.
But we had a comic and card shop in the late 80s, early 90s, and it closed down in 1994.
Who's we?
My parents
Okay.
and myself.
I
Well, I
gotcha.
mean, I didn't know it. I was 17 years old, right? So the other day they were like, "Hey, go to the office, which is still here, and go pick up these comics and cards." And I'm thinking a couple boxes.
Yeah.
62 boxes of comics and like 7 huge boxes of unopened baseball, basketball, football cards from the 80s and 90s.
Oh wow.
And cards are small.
Unopened.
So there has to be a
It was a
ton of
lot.
those boxes.
It's a lot. My house was littered up. The coolest thing, look, it's been an incredible experience to go through this stuff, but the coolest thing was that my son and I got to open up Michael Jordans, right? We were
Oh,
ripping
that's
Michael
awesome,
Jordans,
Yeah.
1990 Skybox Michael Jordans. And, you know, he's 8 years old, and in 2023, there's not many 8-year-olds that get to rip open a Michael Jordan card, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
Did you record that?
Yes, I did. As a
Okay,
matter of fact,
okay.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
You gotta document that.
So it's been an interesting.
Oh, did he
interesting-
put it on his YouTube channel? Cole has a YouTube
Yes.
channel, by the way.
He has a
Yes,
YouTube
son.
channel for real?
This little son of, he's got 1.5 thousand views on like 2 or 3 of his videos. And so we're laying in bed. He's like, "Dad, look, we're gonna go to the red carpet together, right? I just need you to dress appropriate." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I have appropriate for our like. We're
What does he
apparently.
think you're gonna wear? That white turtleneck?
Oh,
Damn, she brought up the white turtleneck, bro.
I just felt like it was appropriate.
If you still have that,
Grant's
shame
here
on you.
Back in the day.
I do.
You do still have it? When do you wear it?
I look, if somebody was, I guess if I lose a bet, because that's the last time I worked. Your buddy Kevin Anthony, last time I worked.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys, I guess won a game.
Man, that was when we were doing the Christian tailgate in Midtown.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
A
did
couple
you
years
wear
ago.
that? So did you wear that turtleneck for that reason, or did you wear it because you thought you were
The
looking
first time
good?
I wore it, I thought I was looking good. Then you know, you
That we
guys,
hammered you on
you
that.
guys let me know that
Look,
that was not the right outfit.
Turtlenecks can look cute. They're just sometimes not in style.
When have you seen a turtleneck look cute? For
When
real?
I put one on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little different.
You and Jeff are a little bit in
Yeah,
different.
we're the different ends of the spectrum.
yes.
Our
I'm
radio
just
listeners,
kidding, I'm just
to get an
kidding.
idea, they're gonna think I'm like look, like Lauren Leo, we on like 2014 NFL cheerleader of the year,
Oh gosh.
right? 2014.
No.
She's like, I don't want to talk about it, but it was.
Yeah, but it was.
But I
But if you
never
wanna
said
know
what
for
it
sure,
was.
I
I
mean-
never did.
Go look up Lauren _Leal on Twitter. I'm Jeff Michael
Oh, okay.
_422 on Twitter. Grant Miles does not have a Twitter. I don't think.
If I do, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so
I'm never on there.
Or
Is
just
that like do you have a MySpace? Still have one of those things?
Is that even a thing? Can you even have a MySpace thing anymore?
I thought
think
Justin
so.
Timberlake bought it a long time ago for music.
yeah, he did.
Oh.
He did. Just type in Sports with Balls wherever you get your podcast. 207 episodes up as we're keeping count. And look, man, it's an incredible show. Thank you guys for joining us and paying attention. Look, let's get to some sports. A little bit ago, there's a guy that plays for Baltimore. And speaking of sports cards and memorabilia, if you do not have this guy's card, and he's the second year in MLB, this dude, Ali Rutschman, for the Baltimore Orioles, is an absolute monster. He hit a walk-off home run a little bit ago. The first game of the season, he had 4 hits. He leads, I think he leads the league in average right now for Baltimore. This kid is the real deal for Baltimore. He's unbelievable. Adley Rutschman. You haven't heard of him?
Adley Rutschman.
Yeah. Oh,
in other baseball
fantastic
news, have you heard about the Tampa Bay Rays going 13-0? They've won every game this season. And it's been kind of a talk about that's awesome for them, 30 home runs or something like this.
Yes.
The
run differential.
And their ERA, I think, is like 2.71. But you look at their fans and they're not ecstatic about it. Yes. And it's just,
Well, and I feel like Tampa does this every year, right?
Yes.
Like, I think they start off like this. Like, everybody's like, oh, my God, Tampa Bay. And then they start to get further in the season and
then they're like, oh, it's Bucks time.
It is.
Since Tom Brady came there the past 2 years.
This is Major League Baseball, and it's hard to win 13 games in a row. I get it. But look, against the Tigers, Nationals, A's, and Red Sox.
Yeah, the strength of schedule also matters.
For sure.
The Tigers, National, and A's, all those are bottom of the barrel. Like, those are the last place teams in their respective divisions. And look, I want to say congratulations to Tampa Bay for sure. 13 wins in a row is incredible. Look, anything can happen in one of those games where the pitcher's not on. They got to use the bullpen. And where's the bullpen down the next game? You don't know. So 13 in a row is fantastic. Sweeping the Red Sox, I thought the Red Sox should have taken at least one of those games, but they did not. But they sit at 13 in a row. Tomorrow, they will face the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for your first loss. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I see you've been doing your little thing with the betting. Seems like you've been doing pretty good.
Yeah. My bookie luckily is a good dude. It is nice to hit a bunch of parlays, and I'm a parlay guy, right? Like,
I mean, that's where you get the most value.
Yeah, I found a system. I found a very good system. I don't know how scientific it is.
Yeah,
because I'm sure other people have found the same system, but it's worked. I've cashed out 7 of the last 10 weeks.
Wow,
and that's impressive.
That's really good.
Yeah, so that's not bad. And I'm talking about gambling every day, betting every single day. Which you have a real opportunity to lose a lot of money when you gamble every day. Right. So these games are hitting, and look, it's working out so far. So we'll say go to Sports with Balls on any social media platform. Follow us there, and man, I will put my picks up as usual. But I'm Jeff Michael. She's Lauren Leal. Grant Miles joins the show.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely fantastic that you're here. I know Mama Miles is here too. Yeah,
somewhere
running around.
She's here somewhere, right?
Yes.
We're gonna say hi to Melissa.
You got a cat named Toast, correct? Is Toast still alive?
Still there, buddy.
Toast is
still alive.
Toast.
Yes.
We were talking about it earlier. Yep.
What were you talking about the cat for?
Because Lauren over here has a new animal in the house.
You do.
So we got an Easter bunny, not technically a bunny, but he's a puppy. So he was an Easter present, and he's so cute, guys. He's a little Cocker Spaniel, multicolored.
Nice. Congratulations.
What's the name?
I know. I literally feel it's Levi.
Levi.
Why
His
Levi?
name is Levi. I wanted
Gunner.
Blue? I wanted Gunner. Wait, what? Blue?
Levi jeans.
That's a valid question.
Yeah.
How can dogs be blue?
Have you ever heard of Blue Healer?
Yeah, Blue Healer. That's what I was thinking. That's the first thing that popped in my mind.
You know what popped in my head?
What?
Blue from Blue's Clues.
Okay.
But
That's your
sure.
That's your generation, right? That's what y'all watch,
we'll go
right?
with that.
we still haven't
Blue healers
exposed
have
that.
blue eyes though. They have like gray fur. Guys,
how's this puppy coming along? Who walks the dog? You live with your sister, so who?
So technically, it's my sister's dog, but we've had him, and she's in Chicago for work. She works for Gatorade, and they're
so
at
you
their
have to be home every
headquarters.
2 hours.
Yeah, right. After this, I'll
We're
hang out
close.
a little bit and then go home. Yeah. And no, I literally feel like, guys, this is getting me ready for motherhood whenever that time comes, because I am cleaning his butt. I am cleaning up after him like crazy.
Wow, sports with balls.
Literally.
Yeah, we'll get to sports eventually.
We will get to sports, I promise. But He's the cutest thing. I love him so
It's
much.
entertainment and sports as always.
That's
It's,
fantastic.
Speaking of
Congratulations on your dog.
yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of sports, let's get to it. The hot news today. The Washington, whatever you want to call it, team has apparently been sold. And there's a bunch of people. I think even Tillman Fertitta put out a tweet yesterday talking about he bid, I think he bid 4 point something or what, 6 point something. And then he said there's got to be a drawing line, right? Is that what he said?
So Tillman Fertitta, so it looks like it's going to Josh Harris, right? He's the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers
Yep.
and then the NHL's New Jersey Devils. But he wanted to buy it out or has bought it out. I'm not sure, Jeff, maybe you have some more insight if it's official or not, for $6 billion. And Tillman Fertitta said he's drawing the line at 5.6.
Yeah.
His net worth allegedly is $8.1 billion, Tillman Fertitta. He came out saying he loves being an owner. Obviously, he is one of the Houston Rockets. And says he's got to draw the line somewhere. Like, he ain't doing more than that. And so I think that's why Josh Harris, went above and went to 6.
We were thinking when this first came out that they were going to be around 10 billion. That's what I thought that this was going to go. But Dan Snyder in 1999 paid $800 million to purchase the Washington Redskins. 24 later, Snyder is expected to get back in excess of $6 billion on the sale of the now Washington Commanders. Grant, your thoughts on, I mean, Dan Snyder, obviously hell of a profit. Did they force him out? What do you think?
I think. Well, what were you going to say? I saw you about to
Okay.
say something.
I know he asked you.
I think that I think it's a little bit of a Don Sterling situation.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little bit of that. But it's like I said with Don Sterling. I wouldn't like to be accused of the things that they were accused of doing, and I think all the reports and everything that came out is reprehensible and terrible and awful. But if my punishment is $6 billion,
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It's hard for me to feel
bad
about myself, when it's
Yeah.
just like, you've been a terrible owner. We hate you. Get out of the NFL. Here's $6 billion. Like, that to me is
Technically, if
weird.
you bought it for $800 million, $5.2 billion. Here you
Yeah.
go.
And just as a comparison,
My
just
goodness.
so y'all know, last year the Denver Broncos were sold for 4.65.
Wow.
After how much they allotted to Wilson,
What do you mean?
his contract.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4.65,
Well,
yeah.
I was laughing because I
So-
thought that the Redskins, which are now the Washington football team, now Commanders, should have signed Lamar Jackson to a $250 guaranteed deal, and then he could sell the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this up because I wasn't really curious about who's going to be the next owner and what it was going to go for. Well, here's what I'm thinking about. Who cares about the Washington Commanders? I think about their coach and I'm like, yes, Ron Rivera, I like you, good guy, overcome cancer. You
Yep.
know, I have an underdog feeling for him.
Sure.
But you look at Eric Bieniemy, who just got there, and he's woo, out of the Chiefs, trying to make a start for himself. And then, this kind of happens. What's going to happen with the franchise? Who's the owner? And then you look at who is going to be making the plays. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback right now. And I don't know what's going to happen in the draft, but it's just kind of a sticky organization
Yes.
to own.
So to that, I think, so your new owner, your what's his name again? What'd you say? Josh Harris. So you're Josh Harris.
Co-owner of the Philadelphia 76ers and the NHL's New Jersey Devils.
Correct. So you're Josh Harris. You're coming in as kind of the savior of the Washington Commanders, right? Because remember,
Change the name.
Washington has to, yeah.
What would you change it to?
Yeah.
Back to the Washington football team. Thought it was great.
Yeah.
Thought it was
When
great.
was it? Was it the football team for a season?
Washington football
I
team.
forgot.
For at least a season.
Yeah.
But Washington's attendance is so bad. I don't know if y'all have seen that in their stadium. They block off parts of the seats
Yeah.
because you
That's
don't have
so
a great you don't have a
sad.
great fan base that wants to come watch games. You're Josh Harris. You brought it up a little bit. You're Josh Harris. What do? You come in my opinion, you want to make a splash? Call up your people close to you, Baltimore. What would it take to get Lamar Jackson?
So, I mean, that was great.
You want to make a splash
Yeah.
as an owner and you're first. And obviously, money's not a problem for this guy.
And
this guy
Washington
just paid
has
$6
talent.
billion.
They've got talent right now. And
I'd make the phone call.
Look, Grant hasn't been on the show in a long time, but what a great segue, right? Like just led right.
Right into Lamar,
right into the Lamar Jackson situation.
But why wouldn't you? If you're the new owner of the Washington Commanders, you want to make a splash. You want to really. Why not do that,
Lauren? Would you take on Lamar?
So, I need to know what's going on with Lamar. Because you got to digest why it's been so quiet amongst him and the Ravens, and maybe other talks that he's had with other teams. Secondly, if I want to take him on, please get an agent before I do that.
not having an agent.
Not your buddy.
No, so it's like
the Lamar Jackson situation is unlike anything we've seen in a very long time, where you have Jalen Hurts.
Do they have a good O-line
Joe
is the
Burrow.
question at the moment. Do the Commanders have a good O-line at the moment? Because that's what you're going to need to protect Lamar.
But does it really
Use his
matter, though?
legs.
Does it matter with Lamar Jackson what your line looks like?
What's percentage? What is the percentage of games that Lamar Jackson has played?
You're just talking about sales and merchandise.
No.
Immediately,
I'm talking about that.
Immediately, you would make a ton of money. You put Jackson on the back of a Washington jersey,
exactly.
You're going to make a ton of money.
I mean, it's like Rodgers going to the Jets. Like,
does an offensive line for Lamar Jackson really matter?
No.
That's my point. Like, what does it matter what the team set up? And you just brought it up right now.
Offensive line for Tom Brady.
Yes.
He uses his legs so much.
Well, you brought it up. They have Jacoby Brissett. That's what you said, right? Washington does?
Yeah.
Like, what other options do they have?
Zero.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, pay whatever you got to pay if you're Josh. Now, we can get into if it's worth it or not. But if you're Josh Harris, you come in, you want to make a splash, I'm making a phone call. What does it take to get Lamar Jackson?
I don't know. Look, for some reason, I don't see Jackson on the back of a Washington jersey. And we just found out 2 days ago that Odell Beckham Jr. now signs with the Ravens, which is a huge, I don't know, whatever flag. Like, I don't know if is this Lamar coming back? It seems like it, right? Why? Look, I understand whether Lamar comes back to Baltimore and suits up for game one, because we don't know if he will even suit up for game one. But OBJ got paid.
Here is what I have to say about OBJ and Lamar, if they were to bring Lamar back. Both injury prone.
Yes. The OBJ's coming off of one of the worst knee injuries that you can have. And he's a little bit older.
Super Bowl 2 years ago now.
And Lamar Jackson, I was saying a minute ago, like how many games has Lamar Jackson played? Like percentage-wise, like 70% of the games? Is that right?
I'll tell you.
Maybe 60?
Last year he played in 12. Previous year he played in 12. The only time he's actually played in close to a full season was in 2020 when he played in 15. He played in 15 his MVP season.
Yeah. So he's never played
that's
a full
been
season.
It. Correct.
So you're
not
looking,
started
so
a
he
full
plays
season.
65%. Let's say 65% of the game.
Correct.
Are you giving $250 guaranteed to a guy that plays 65% of the snaps? No, you're not. Like, and that's where everybody came up with this idea of where all these teams are not really willing to. There wasn't a market for Lamar, and there just really wasn't. The Colts were really interested, but look, man, with this draft coming up this year, with the quarterbacks coming out this year, there's 4 of them, and the quarterbacks coming out next year. None of these. Why are you taking a risk with Lamar and trying to $200 million? No, like why? Like why would you do that? So Lamar is going to be forced.
So you say no?
Yeah,
to Lamar Commanders.
Yeah,
no.
I think he's going to be forced to go back to Baltimore, and this will be the most money he's ever made if he plays this season. And I don't think he'll hold out, but he's going to be playing under a weird situation.
Well, the question comes into play if he plays next year and he's under he's under that 1 year deal franchise tag. I think it's labeled as a non-exclusive.
Yeah.
is what it was. If he has any part of the season where he gets remotely hurt or injured, does he just shut it down for that year and go, it's not worth me to play the rest
That's the problem. Yeah, if he sprains his ankle just a little bit, everybody's going to be like,
who's back up right now?
That's the thing. I don't even know.
Huntley? It was Huntley.
I don't even know.
Tyler?
But
Huntley, Taylor.
But I'll ask this about Lamar Jackson. I'll ask both of you. And I know it's hard to do this. It's hard to remove this because when you win something, you earn the response. You earn the right to have it on your resume. But everybody talks about him and all the money that he needs and all the money he should get. if you remove his MVP season, granted, he was an MVP, give it to him. That's awesome. Congratulations. If he doesn't have an MVP on his resume,
oh, dude,
are we having this conversation?
not at all. Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
And the thing is, that's not even the biggest. I mean, it's a big accomplishment.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
100%.
I don't want to take that from him. Like, that was awesome. One person wins the MVP.
But let me ask you this: that season, what was it, 2017?
2019 when he won the
2019
MVP. Yeah.
Did they win the division that year?
They went. Well, he actually went. That was a great season for them. They went 13-2. But again, he didn't. I mean, they didn't perform in the playoffs.
No, he lost.
Okay.
First round.
Okay. So it's like, yeah,
That's
you
always
going to
be his problem.
regular season, but let's look beyond that. Are you going to take us further?
That's always going to be his
And
problem.
it hasn't been for what?
Yeah.
There's
4
a lot
seasons?
of people. There's a lot of people that are. It's literally 50-50 on whether or not you pay Lamar or not, and it's an interesting debate. A lot of people. He's an MVP. He's still 20. What is he? 24 years old.
Well, I mean,
like he's had
26.
injuries.
I'm
He's
literally
26.
looking up at the TV right now, and ESPN is.
He's
having
already
you're gonna bring
had
back Lamar.
injuries, and it's like, dude, he has one more injury. You may lose your whole $200 million.
Let me ask this in general: will he be on a football field this season or not?
That's the question. Like,
What do you think?
I think so. I mean, I don't think he would be
no
dumb enough to not show up.
That's like what, 43 million, something that he would like. And that's why I said a minute ago, I think he'll end up playing for Baltimore, but under one of the most awkward circumstances you could possibly imagine. If he starts running and sees a guy 10 yards in front of him, he's falling down.
His base salary next season is $32 million. How do you walk away from that?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Franchise tag money.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's the most he'll have ever made.
$32 million.
Okay, and that's nothing to shake your stick at. I understand he wants 40. I understand he wants 250 guaranteed. But the market is not set by Deshaun Watson. The market is going to be set by Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Those contracts are coming up, right? So that's going to be the market for Lamar Jackson when he either plays or doesn't play this season. But I highly doubt he'd be an absolute moron to turn down $30+ million. And I guess you turn it down because you're afraid of injury, right?
Yeah.
That would be it.
Every year you start to see more and more how friendly a team contract Pat Mahomes signed when he signed that contract.
Yes. But see,
they are
the
set for the next 10
people,
years.
The most
with that
important people
contract.
with these contracts sign the most friendly deals. Tom Brady every year signs a friendly deal. Patrick Mahomes, 2 Super Bowl winner, 2-time Super Bowl winner, 3-time Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowl appearances.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP. He signs friendly deals.
Yes.
It's about winning championships, right? Like, how much do you need? 250 or 200? Like, what's the, why is that different?
Any time that a player holds out or begs for it, it never works out. Like in the long haul,
well,
it
why
just
are you
doesn't.
holding out for? Look, if $200 million doesn't get you where you need to go, you have problems on the other end of football. It's not just
just to give you an idea, when Pat Mahomes' contract gets to its maturity level in 2031.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
2031.
Wow.
His base salary will be $38 million.
Dude, yeah,
that will be a bargain in 2031.
And he's set. But he's already won Super Bowls. He's already in the Hall of Fame. His legacy's set.
I mean, he has ads.
There's something to say about comfortability, right? Like, he's comfortable in that city, in that system. Now Lamar Jackson and Baltimore, that's not comfortable. Nowhere.
No.
Like, that is going to be very, very this season, and I don't know if he starts.
The thing is, though, Jeff, it's not the first time we've seen where a player is unhappy and they want to search their options and they go have interviews and fly to different organizations, and then they get back to where they are. I can't name them off the top of my head, but we talked about them on this show before, and it is awkward, but they get over the hump, and guess what? They get back to the locker room, they draw
Lamar
the players,
Jackson's
and
a
they
special
go back
talent.
out there.
He's a special talent.
He's a great, no doubt, and I don't want to bring that up about the MVP. Number one,
you may agree with him or you may disagree with him, but I don't. Do those people? Do they like that showboatiness kind of?
I mean, they probably, they don't, obviously, because they're feeling the way they feel about it. But
I feel like that may play into it.
yeah, I mean, it does. But I don't know. All of a sudden, I think if it wasn't, this is the opposite. I think if it wasn't for any kind of outside football situations, like Aaron Rodgers is still, I'd take him on the Cowboys in a heartbeat.
39 years old. Last year, he did not have a stellar season. A couple of rookie wide receivers, young wide receivers, let's just say that. Young offensive line didn't get healthy until the middle of the season. But last 6 games, Green Bay Packers played pretty well. Coming off back-to-back MVP seasons, it is what Lauren was talking about. I think that it's the off-field issues and drama that people just really they're just sick of it. And he's 39. I get it. Everybody thinks that maybe Rodgers can be Brady-esque and throw the ball till he's 44 years old, but I don't see it. He's already debated retirement 2 years in a row.
Let me ask you this. Who do the Packers want in place of Rodgers?
Well, obviously they think
Jordan Love.
Obviously they think Jordan Love is the guy, and that, which is weird because they drafted him first round. They drafted him with the 10th pick whenever he came out. They obviously have to
and
have
that was another offseason thing that Rodgers was like, "What the heck, man?"
Yeah, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is.
By the time the draft comes around, we got about 5 more minutes to go. Look, by the time, yeah, Jason's got to get out of here. He's got a soccer game to get to.
Okay.
Maybe we squeeze 7 minutes out of Jason.
Okay,
maybe
7 minutes.
All
right.
Will Aaron Rodgers be a Jet?
That's
Yes.
so
before
weird.
the draft.
Before the draft?
Because they got to do it right there.
I would say so.
That's in a couple weeks.
I mean, because if you're Green Bay, you're going to want that pick that they're going to have this year.
Well, I think it changes for the 2024.
Man.
I mean, I think he is. I think he's a Jet before the draft. Absolutely.
And look, Grant's here, so
if not, do the Green Bay Packers take him back?
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course.
Yeah.
The Jordan Love sits or demands a trade,
Right.
and that'll be it. Grant's here, so we got to bring up his Dallas freaking Cowboys, who, in my opinion, an incredible move by getting rid of Zeke Elliott. I think everybody saw this coming. He was at the end of his rope.
That is someone who should have never held out for a contract raise because obviously
it was still a bad contract for the Cowboys. It was still a terrible contract for the Cowboys. But the Cowboys actually loaded up a little bit. Now they got rid of their tight end who went to Lawrence, Houston Texans.
My Houston Texans.
What do you? Well, I mean, right? Did you love the Texans?
Of course.
That sounded really.
Who's going to finish with a better record, the Houston Texans or the Dallas Cowboys?
God, if the Texans end up with a better record than the Cowboys, I'm going to say this: I think the Cowboys have had one of the best off seasons they've had in a long time.
Knew it.
I feel like the Texans. I feel like I can say that too, as far as all the moves that they're making.
Tony Pollard being the starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys helps out a lot. They do have a fresh wide receiver core back. But
Brandon Cooks.
Here's the problem. And Brandon Cooks was great for the Houston Texans.
Yes.
Like he was their only thing.
I know.
He was great for them. You still have Dak Prescott as your quarterback.
That's true. I can't argue that. That's true.
How many years are we going to go and sit here and say, Dak Prescott's this, Dak Prescott's this? Is this the year that he finally?
I'm sorry, Grant, man. He does not deliver.
We didn't get a chance to talk together after the Super Bowl, but after the playoffs and all that. But I said this was the year. Like, he's been in the league 7 years. He's probably he was the most experienced quarterback in the playoffs this past playoffs.
Yep.
This was it. Like, to show you're the guy. This is what you do. You carry them to the Super Bowl, and he had one of his worst games in the playoff.
Dude, it's like, look, Jerry Jones put his faith in his head coach now, and we know he's not going anywhere now. There was a lot of speculation the last 2 years about him being fired, but Jerry Jones is not fired in the middle of the season, so he's safe for the next. Mike McCarthy's safe for at least the 2023 season. Where do you see the Cowboys going this year with all the talent? And you don't have to feed Zeke the ball anymore.
Yeah,
because this isn't the Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott show anymore. It is the Dak Prescott show. That's it. He's surrounded him with good wide receivers.
Yeah,
he's got a talented running back. Where are you seeing the Cowboys?
I mean, that's a tough question to answer without draft. I do think though that I mean, I'll put them in the playoffs at least next year, depending upon what they do in the draft. They draft well, which they typically do. I mean, I think they can do it. They can win NFC East again. I think so.
But is that like you've been in the playoffs?
Are you happy?
Yeah. Are you fine with just the playoffs? I would think at this point, Super Bowl or bust.
Key to happiness, just so everybody wants to know, the key to happiness is low expectations.
Oh, God.
And so
I'm gonna
have low expectations.
In a long time.
I've learned my lesson.
Grant, before look, we got a few more minutes in here. The baseball season has.
Camp Anthony says, "Go Cowboys."
God, of course he does.
The
baseball season has begun. Are you a fan of the new rules?
I love them.
You do? Wow, I'm surprised.
Wow.
I thought you would be more
No,
traditional.
I'm totally opposite from Jeff, and I've had this conversation before. He's old school. I actually talked about it in when I was watching a Yankee game with a guy I went with. I was like, my buddy, man, he hates all this stuff. I like the clock. I like what they're doing on the shift. I like all of it.
Dude, the scoring in MLB,
Wow.
it is through the roof. Like 2 games are final today. One's 9-3, one's 8-7.
I love it.
One thing I gotta say is the alcohol sales and the beer sales.
They changed it now.
That they continue it longer, which I don't like because the games are shorter, and then you drive home buzzed if you have a family, or you're just putting everyone in danger.
There's a
That's
couple
just
of people
me. I don't like
because
That's why I like you, Lauren. You're concerned about that.
yes,
Like you may be the only person, and I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying you're the only person talking about baseball that's concerned about
Philadelphia.
Well, they should be.
I know. I
Trust
mean,
me,
it's great.
I haven't
love
been
it,
to a live game yet, so I want to experience the shorter pitch clock. I haven't been able to.
Matt Strom, Philly starting pitcher, says the reason we stopped selling alcohol in the 7th before was to give the fans the time to sober up and drive home safe. Correct. Now, faster paced game. If the game's going to finish quicker, we not move the beer sales back to the 6th inning to give the fans time to sober up and drive home. Instead, we're going to the 8th, and now you're putting fans and families at risk of driving.
What did I say, guys?
Well,
I think it's a great point. I'm just saying I have not heard that until you brought it up.
You got to be responsible yourself. Like
I agree.
You don't leave it up to MLB to cut you off. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
but, I mean, that's like you saying you going to a bar and your friends want to leave at 2 a.m. You got to be responsible to stop drinking and not just on last call, way before that, because you're going to drive home.
Oh my God, being out till 2 a.m. right now.
When's
I
the last
couldn't
time?
imagine
When's the
that. Holy crap!
Or
my
in general,
God.
in general.
I get exhausted thinking about it.
In general,
man.
you got to be like, when you're going to leave a bar.
When is the last time you stayed out till 2 a.m.?
Ooh, good question.
Like last weekend.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay,
All right.
well,
Well, that
screw
look,
me.
the over under for 7 days for me, I would have lost.
It was actually literally a week ago
Was
today.
that Galveston?
No. Oh my gosh. We stayed up playing board games. No.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about not stay up and
Out.
like at the house. I'm saying be out.
Yeah, last Thursday I went country dancing down
Ooh.
the street in the
Country
Heights.
dancing.
They have Thursday night
Are you one
country
of those
dancing.
spinner country dancers? Like
Yes,
you
I
spin
got
around and do
flipped,
it.
too.
You got flipped?
I got flipped
Holy
unexpectedly.
smokes.
Yes. I love
You got
spinning. I love to get flipped.
Wow.
Jason, can you just follow Lauren around with a camera on the weekend?
Yes.
We'll have a hell of a show.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be out till 2 a.m.
Jason stay out till 2.
Oh, yeah?
Jason,
Hey, that's not a
he's
normal
he's in
thing.
3 bands.
He is.
In fact, Jason's music. What's the name of that song? At the beginning of the show. What's the name of that song? What? All right, we'll put it up. But Jason,
3 bands, a soccer league. Jeez.
yeah, Jason's all
Full-time
chill
over.
out,
job
bro.
and AT&T Sportsnet. I mean, Jason's everywhere.
Chill out, man.
Grant, it was absolutely awesome,
This is awesome.
to have you on the show. We're going to stay around and have a couple of beers. We're at Christian's Tailgates. If you guys want to come join us, we're in the Heights. They have 5 different locations around Houston. Also want to thank Diamond Auto Spa, Austin Bauer over there tearing it up. Call him for all of your auto needs as far as getting your car detailed, waxed, even putting on the ceramic coating, which I had done.
He's doing
the other
good
day.
things, man.
Dude, he is. Austin Bauer's killing
Yeah.
it. All of his information is right there. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Give Austin Bauer. Last thoughts. Okay, before we get out of here, Dallas Mavericks will have Luka or not have Luka next year.
They'll have them. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I blame Luka for the Mavericks.
Oh.
Yep.
I know. I want to
Look,
get your
that's
take
a
on
hard
You're
it.
in,
sports opinion.
you're in town for what, 3-4 more days?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have another show coming up. We'll put it up on the podcast. You guys go follow Sports with Balls. We'll do an audio podcast here pretty soon. We can't do live versions all the time, so we'll do another show before Grant gets out of town. I want to hear your opinion on the Mavericks. I want to get more into this Dallas Cowboys thing, the draft. Lauren, I would like to do listen to your thoughts on the Texans. with
Okay.
the 2nd and 13th pick coming up. So
Yeah.
you guys stay tuned. Follow
Sounds
us on Twitter, at any social media site, and also every podcast arena. We are up there. You guys just go to sportswithballs.com. Grant, thank you, brother.
Thank y'all, man. This is
Mm,
cool.
It was
I miss
fun.
doing this.
I
Yeah.
know, I
All
know. It was so short, but we
I know.
enjoyed it. Well, but that's why we're going to be here hanging out for a bit.
Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles is Sports with Balls, y'all. We
Yeah.
out of here.